Hi, it's me again. Yeah, same place, my office. It's late and I can't sleep. I wanted to talk about the Agisters Lien law. And a lot of people who board or who have people come to your farm to look at horses or try out a horse aren't aware of what the Agisters Lien law is. Now, this is a New York State law. I'm sure that there's agricultural laws in other states, but I only know about the Agisters Lien law in New York State. So I'll tell you a story. I sold a horse and got part of the payment. The young lady had real difficulty coming up with the rest of the money. The horse then was boarded with me. We had a contract. Everything was legal. I don't place horses or sell horses without a contract. And she was racking up some real board charges. And I was getting frustrated because she needed to come and take care of the horse. Because I had a horse on my property that was no longer belonged to me. The minute I got the deposit, my contract states, the liability for that horse shifts to the new owner. So I didn't want anything to happen. So I was taking care of this horse just like she was my own, but I had sold her. I was just waiting for payment, and of course I was waiting for board. So, at the end of this, month and a half long trauma with this girl, I sent her an email and I said, this is what you owe me, and I want you to know that I'm placing a lien on your horse. And here's the Agisters Lien law. This is what I'm going to do. So even if you pay me the other $500 that you owe me for the horse, you still owe me board. And you owe me that. And you owe me farrier. And you owe me Coggins. And you owe me rabies. And you owe me four ways. So I'm placing a lien on the horse. You may not remove the horse from my property until you pay everything. So she asked me shortly thereafter, can I just come spend some time with the horse groomer, lunger, and I said, of course, because why not? It was her horse for all intents and purposes. She just had a bill with me. She stayed 2 hours and she groomed the horse and she braided the horse's mane and spent a bunch of time. She was there with a guy who left shortly after, and I'm about my business. I have a farm to run, and I wasn't paying much attention. She came to me and she said, can I take the horse down the road for a walk to see how the horse behaves, if a tractor comes by or a truck? And I said, of course you can. I live in the middle of nowhere. I live on a dirt road, relatively quiet. Sure, go ahead. I said, but don't go further than the corner, which is about 7/8 mile, and bring the horse back. Well, 20 minutes later, I realized she didn't bring the horse back. And I started calling her. And she had stolen the horse. Yeah. And here's how the police, the New York State Police, handle such a thing as this. They handle it as a civil matter. So she got the horse, and she didn't finish paying me, so I had to go to small claims court. And it's a nightmare. So you need to be aware of the laws that protect people who board horses, and the fact that sadly we live now in a culture where if someone wants something, they're just going to take it. It's the same thing the police told me with a used car. If I had a used car on my property with a for sale sign on it, and the keys were in the cup holder, and someone called me and I wasn't home, and they said, "Hey, I want to come look at your car. Would you mind if I take it for a test drive?" And I said yes, because I'm a trusting person and I don't lie, cheat, or steal. So people like me have a tendency to believe that other people don't lie, cheat, and steal. But if they took my car and never returned with it, they would be able to keep the car, and I would have to handle it as a civil matter and take them to small claims court. Even if the registration and the title was in my name, they had the car, and it's that, possession is 9/10 of the law. So you just need to be really careful. You need to know that you have rights. And if someone owes you money, even if they paid for the horse in full, but couldn't get the horse off the property in time, and your contract said, they were accruing board, fees, you can put a lien on that horse and say you can't get it. The next time, what I'll do is I'll have the New York State Police show up at my property to make sure this young lady or anybody interested in one of my horses that I'm in the middle of a deal with understands you're not taking that horse. You could take the horse for a walk, you could take the horse for a ride, you can lunge the horse, but you do not have possession of the horse. That's what that means. You do not have possession of the horse. Anyway, that's the Agisters Lien law. It protects people who board, or even in the case of someone who, comes and wants to look at a horse and they go, "Oh, can I take this horse out for a little ride?" They could ride off with the horse and have a trailer down the road and you'd never know. So you just need to be really super careful.